Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning, viewers, and welcome to the Tobago Updates morning show, coming to you here live from the Port Mall in Scarborough. It is Tobago Carnival October 2022. As we continue to give God thanks for life, I am Julian Skeet.
And I am Rhea Richardson George, and this is the day that the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it. Good morning to Tobago, good morning Trinidad, those of you in the Caribbean and those of you viewing us on the live, good morning, good morning. Julian, it's good to see you again.
Yes, good morning, Rhea. Good morning, and how are you?
Good morning. I am doing well. It's a wet and rainy Thursday morning in downtown Scarborough.
I know, and today is no different from earlier in the week. This early morning is a struggle in the Carnival week when you are doing late nights just for the viewers, just for you viewers.
Just for them.
Into early mornings. It's really indeed a struggle. Yesterday evening, we saw the line that took place in Crown Point on the streets there of Crown Point being blocked off. Really a sight, wow, a sight to behold indeed, in terms of persons coming out in their numbers. Tobago, those visiting, because I think a lot of persons have started to come into the island, those who were booked and so on, coming into the island as at yesterday, I suppose, in anticipation naturally of the major event happening today with Burna Boy. And so certainly people are out in their numbers. But as someone has said, and I know Rhea will agree, you know, the weather is quite interesting in terms of being under an adverse weather conditions at
yellow
this time.
level. And I heard our director this morning asking one of our guests this morning about, you know, how they were managing with the wetival. He referred to it as the wetival, which was a wet carnival. And we are understanding that this type of weather is supposed to last until next week.
Yes.
So I'm not sure what's going to happen with the Juve and all of these things that have been planned
I sat in a
for
meeting
outdoors.
yesterday, and interesting, some of my colleagues said, this is probably the Lord speaking, sending his message.
Speak, Lord.
For us not to have too much.
We're not going to stand in the way of the Lord speaking.
Too much of the festivities. But what is very clear is people are finding their way, you know, cautiously in the mix, being still involved in the activities and the happenings here for Tobago Carnival 2022. So really much to look forward to in terms of what's happening thus far. And you know, we just want to encourage persons, while you have a good time, just remember to make every effort to be safe out there as we continue to enjoy the celebrations here for the Tobago Carnival. At this point, viewers, we head on over to news in 90 seconds.
Thank you, Julian and Rhea. I am Candace Jackson, and here is your news in 90 seconds for Thursday, 27th October 2022. Culture B walked away with the Tobago Soca Monarch title in the inaugural Tobago Stars of Soca. The competition was hosted at the Shore Park Multicultural Complex, where 13 artists graced the stage. Culture B, no stranger to the Soca Monarch stage, performed his composition of Strong Rum. The second place prize went to Too Real with their contribution of Fire. Placing third was Gerard Balfour with his song entitled Problems. Meanwhile, Casper the Lyrical placed fourth in the competition for his song Not Missing the Juve. At the end of the competition, the Assistant Secretary of Tourism, Culture, Antiquities and Transportation, Megan Morrison, promised to increase the prizes for the winners. Meanwhile, the Harbour Master was forced to cancel all of its planned cruises for the Tobago Carnival season because of a yellow level adverse weather warning. The Meteorological Office of Trinidad and Tobago issued warnings of inclement weather, which is expected to continue until Saturday. Spring tides are also in effect, causing unfavorable sea conditions. The Harbour Master said these conditions will make boarding and disembarking the vessel extremely difficult and dangerous. Not wanting to risk the safety of patrons and staff, they cancelled all scheduled sailings for the rest of the week. The management of the Harbour Master said they will reach out to the affected promoters individually to treat with the cancellations. And nationally, the Ministry of Health is getting ready to launch a nationwide vaccination drive for the influenza virus. Minister of Health Terence Dial Singh said they have not been able to convince enough citizens to take the annual flu vaccine over the years. However, they are hoping to change that trend by using some of the mass vaccination sites that were set up for COVID-19 to bring the vaccinations closer to the people. DR Singh added that he will be reaching out to the Secretary of Health, Wellness and Social Protection, Dr. Faith B. Israel, to make arrangements for Tobago to receive their batch of flu vaccines. And that was your news in 90 seconds. It is back to you, Ria and Julian.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Candice.
All right, Ria, and I want to send out my commendations and congratulations as well to Culture B. Culture B taking the lead there last night at the Tobago Stars of Soca. Tobago Stars of Soca, you know, also what you could refer to as our Tobago Soca Monarch. And I think it was a great platform and an opportunity in terms of a number of our Tobago artists to be able to come forward and compete. And I want to say commendations indeed for the effort, and we want to continue to see that effort to lift the standard of what we present here in the Tobago space, and in fact not just limited to Tobago, but going far and wide, selling what we have to offer here as our product and our thing, our local thing, but really going far and wide.
And I hear you this morning. You know, one of the contestants last evening, Casper the Lyrical, I was saying to Candice this morning, you know, he started off a little bit rough, but he, according to her, we quickly warmed up to the crowd and you know, delivered his best. And you know, Casper has been in the within the cultural arena for a number of years and really doing his thing. And I just wanted to shout him out this morning.
Yes, certainly, and you know, also shouts out to Gerard Balfour doing his thing there. Really continues to be impressive. I don't from as early as his days within the church and so on, where we would have connected and really doing his thing far and wide. You know, most people have that talent rooted from very early, and I want to shout out as well Gerard Balfour this morning. But I also want to utilize the opportunity, you know, to again, looking very broadly, I saw some scenarios with persons in the Tobago space. Folks, let's give a gentle reminder. If you're going to be having a good time, you're going out with a group, let's remember somebody's got to be the designated driver. Yes. You know, it did not lead to an accident, but you know, we are seeing some kind of movements on the roadways. Let's be very careful. Let's be very cautious, folks. As a gentle reminder, it's important that someone is the designated driver so that they understand from early. That's my responsibility when we out today, because you know, things are happening during the day and all. When we out tonight, when we out early morning, whatever time of the day we are out for events and so on within the coming days, let's remember it's important that we have someone that's going to take on that responsibility to be able to drive and to get us all home safely.
Most definitely, and I know we're heading into birthdays in a little bit, and we've got to give them an idea of the rundown. But very quickly here, Julian, some information coming in here from Scotiabank. So Scotiabank says this morning, make your moves with us at Scotiabank Lowlands. Visit us at the Scotiabank branch in Lowlands today, Thursday, 27th October. Our team is ready to answer any questions you have about digital banking. Join our how-to sessions today. Purchase for a purpose. Although we will not host an in-person race, planning is already underway to ensure that our 5K in 2023 will be memorable. Here's how you can support for the cause this year. Today is the last day to make a purchase and help more people gain access to affordable cancer screening. Choose from the tote bags, water bottles, t-shirts, crop tops, and a fanny pack. All proceeds will be donated to the Trinidad and Tobago Cancer Society. Scotiabank, it starts with you. Make your moves with us at Scotiabank Lowlands. Are you 55 years or older? Do you need help with your online banking? Join our exclusive how-to sessions for seniors today. Friday 28th, and that's tomorrow. All right, I guess I'll just give them one. Well, let me just tell you what's happening tomorrow. So join them tomorrow, Friday the 28th October at the Scotiabank branch in Lowlands between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. and that's the seniors. If you need more information and you want to be able to be a little bit more tech savvy, learning you know how to do the online banking, check them tomorrow between 10 and 2. Their team is excited and ready to answer your questions about Scotiabank online banking and the Scotia Caribbean app. Scotiabank, it starts with you.
Yes, Scotiabank connecting there, giving that opportunity as we begin to embrace online. We have no choice. We are coming out of the COVID pandemic, and I want to say that a lot of persons I have found, even mature persons, would have responded to beginning to understand. As one of my colleagues said to me very nicely, nah, my mother on top of that, man. She going to church and all online. So persons were forced to learn and to understand their platform, and certainly a good response, and Scotiabank continue to provide that support there to inform and to educate and expose persons even further to their online platform. Viewers, at this point we're heading into our birthday celebrations for today. Birthday celebrations today, Tuesday the 27th of October, and we get started with my sister out there. All right, Kashika Small, wishing you a happy birthday. And since the 1st of October, she indicated that we're in that season. So you know Kashika is ready for the birthday celebrations. Wishing you a happy birthday, Kashika Small.
Happy birthday going out to Kashika. And then we got Shirley Baker here celebrating her birthday. Shirley Baker, love going out to you from the Tobago Updates family. Trust that you have a really great one today. Be safe.
Delissa Rollocks, it's your day. We want to wish you a happy birthday and God's continued blessings coming from the Tobago Updates family. Delissa, enjoy yourself.
And happy birthday going out to this lovely lady. This is Veronica Dillon, wife of Senor Dillon. Okay, so happy birthday going out to you. Love going out to you this morning from the Tobago Updates family.
Birthday greetings, Mrs. Dillon. And we've got on screen with us Al Blondie Phillips. Wishing you a happy birthday. All right, we know that he's going to enjoy the celebrations because Al is in that zone where it is the season. Yes. Where we know that he's certainly going to enjoy. So we want to wish you a happy birthday, Al. Continued blessings.
Love going out to you, Al. We've also got this lovely lady here, and this is Tishona Johnson celebrating her birthday. Tishi, love going out to you this morning. Have a great one from your mommy, the entire family, Auntie Nadine, Joel, everybody. Love going out to you.
All right, and on screen, another one of my good friends out there want to wish you a happy birthday, Melanie Beer Singh. We trust that you have an enjoyable celebration. We know that you're going to enjoy this season, so this birthday falls right in line. So we want to wish you a happy birthday, Melanie, and God's continued blessings. Ria, we're heading straight on over to our rundown for this morning. Who do we have on this morning, Ria?
Well, this morning, Julian, we're going to kick things off with Zainara Llewellyn, who is the Corporate Communications Manager at TEMA. And she's going to give us an idea of TEMA's readiness for the Tobago Carnival, which starts really today. In fact, we've been going all month long, okay? And I think things probably just warm up from today. All right? So, yeah, that's happening.
All right, and who else do we have on the lineup this morning?
All right, so then we're going to be chatting with Ricardo Bob. You know, when we talk about Carnival and any type of outdoor event, there are a lot of persons who are going to be selling food. So we've got to take a look and talk about, you know, food badges for Carnival, watch where you eat, look at the surroundings before you decide to partake. Is it clean? Are they washing? Do they have, you know, clean running water? Do they have facilities for bathrooms? Because if they need to go, where are they going to go? How are they going to wash their hands? And you think about all of these things, all right? So Ricardo Bob is a food inspector, sorry, health inspector too, and he's going to give us some more information on that. I
heard you say we think about all these things, and I often wonder when we are in the heat of it if we really think about all these things. But it's important to get
think about it before. We think about it before.
Let's get the information up front because that's critical. Yes. We're also going to have on with us this morning Tobago Calypso Monarch winner Nicole Thomas, and we'll be chatting with her, getting some insights into that performance that led to the victory there, our Tobago Calypso Monarch winner. And we'll be also having a conversation this morning with Taller Than soca artists, getting a little insight, and just so that you know, these are going to lead us into the performances, both Nicole and Taller Than, in terms of enjoying the activities here. Folks, it's that kind of morning. It is Tobago Carnival 2022 here on the Tobago Updates morning show. Ria, the energy.
You are bringing it for the both of us this morning. You know, because we head on into the carnival. I just want to remind persons out there to be safe. I encountered a situation over the last few days where a customer came into the store to purchase a small bag. Her reason for purchasing the small bag was because she was robbed. Here, this is the rationale. She was robbed over the weekend. She was robbed at her home over the weekend. And they took her bag with all her belongings, her card, and whatever cash she did have. So she decided to purchase a small bag, to put small amounts of cash, to place in the same place where her bag was stolen from, just in case they returned.
Wow.
Juliet, I have a problem with this.
Very, very, very interesting indeed, and challenging times. I suppose everybody's out to work. And just before we wrap this segment, let me also send, coming in on the live here, birthday shout-outs to Joanne Harris Nelson. Joanne Harris Nelson, birthday shout-outs coming from Wilfred Bedo, wishing you a happy birthday. Viewers, we want to thank you so much, those of you joining us via TV, Gael and M&E TV, those listening and tuned in via radio, and those connecting with us online. We want to remind you that this is your opportunity to share the live, share the live, share the live.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
Coconut's Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes for breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti, served with chokers, bull joil, and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie, and rice in various styles. Meat served in a variety of flavors, garden salads, and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules or if you are having a cooking day off.
Everybody only worrying. Never ever worry. Don't mind how things looking hard. I tell them never ever worry. If your nice car get damaged bad, I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil is always right here for you. I tell them never ever worry. Don't mind if life make you sad. I tell them never ever worry. If your house get flooded out real bad, I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil is always right here for you. I tell them never ever worry. If sickness catch you off guard, I tell them never ever worry. If times fall on you real hard, I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil will always be here for you. Never worry about a thing. Tatil, where people are people. You know what I mean.
It's a different type of thing down there. Man, we party till we drop down there. With a lot of pretty girls down there. Down in Tobago.
Tobago Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported.
Hello?
Master Fee.
Master Fee here.
How you going? It's Alan the Entertainer.
Who?
It's Alan the Entertainer.
Who?
Alan of Million Laps.
So Alan, you want to get a strainer?
No, ma. I calling to tell you about the comedy commerce. Yeah, the comedy commerce show in Tobago.
I know that. I told you I want to come. In Trinidad. How are you going to get that? That is quite in Tobago.
Getting what?
This trainer, Alan.
Back to Tobago November the 5th. So don't worry to come now,
it's not a problem, you know. I will
You hear
come
me?
for you.
Don't come now. Ma?
Taxi.
Ma,
You
Sefi.
going shopper, Tobago?
Saturday, November 5th, Shore Park, Tobago. It's Million Laughs Caribbean Comedy Commerce, the mega laugh festival to end the Tobago Carnival season, featuring Tobago's finest in folklore and musical entertainment, together with some of the Caribbean's top comedians: Larry Joseph, Daryl the Saint Mendoza, Dolores, Alan the Entertainer, Handsome Sun, Mako Media, and more. Get your ticket specials available on Island E-Tickets and various outlets nationwide, or visit the Million Laughs handles for more info. It's Comedy Commerce in Tobago, a wee kind of commerce.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning.
Viewers, welcome back this morning to the Tobago Updates Morning Show. Our guest on the program at this time is Miss Zainara Llewellyn, Corporate Communications Manager attached to TEMA. And this morning we're talking about TEMA's readiness for this year's carnival. In fact, Tobago's October 2022 Carnival. Good morning and welcome to you, Zainara.
Good morning and thank you for having me.
It's really good to have you on the program this morning. And I want to start this morning by asking you the question, and this is just for the information for our viewers' sake. As the Corporate Communications Manager, give us an idea of what your job entails as we talk about TEMA, under TEMA's banner.
At TEMA, I'm responsible for putting any information about TEMA's disaster preparedness for any event. So not only Carnival, but any disasters that may happen on the island. So just putting information out on social media, organizing campaigns to go out in the community, making sure persons are sensitized as to everything that is happening, weather related, and engaging stakeholders with the TMC to ensure that they are also on the same level with us. So when we go out there that we are ready.
All right. So as we talk about Carnival 2022, we're also looking at a yellow level alert for Trinidad and Tobago. Is it you can clear the air on that? Is it only Tobago? Is it Trinidad and Tobago? So let's talk about the weather conditions that we will be expecting over the next few days as we go into Carnival this weekend.
It is a yellow level alert for Trinidad and Tobago. According to the Trinidad and Tobago Meteorological Service, it's supposed to run until Saturday. So we can expect rain from today. A tropical wave is expected to pass tomorrow, and the heavy rainfalls is supposed to run right into the weekend. So at TEMA, this is not something new to us. We are ready. All plans have been in place to ensure that persons can feel comfortable when they are out there reveling, and we want persons to revel responsibly and not worry about any mishaps or any incidents that may occur, because the entire Tobago Disaster Management Committee, that is persons like fire, police, TRHA, the emergency medical services, they are part of the team, and we are out there. We have set up medical posts. Well, we are going to set up medical posts, but given the weather, things are a bit fluid at this time, so we have to watch the current weather patterns, and according to how things go, we'll be able to shift accordingly. But just know that TEMA, the TDMC, remains committed to making sure that this Tobago's Carnival is a safe one without any kind of mass casualty events, and that we are there for you.
Now, I have to commend TEMA, because over the last few weeks we saw, it seems as though almost every week there was a yellow level alert, almost every Wednesday. I'm not sure what's happening with these Wednesdays, but almost every week there was a yellow level alert. And TEMA delivered, and I need to commend Alan Stewart and the entire team for a job well done. I know a lot of persons may have had some bit of damage. There was flooding, there was some landslides, some houses in jeopardy, but there was no loss of life. There was nothing major. In fact, there were things that we're able to replace. All right, nothing that was irreplaceable. So really, thank you so much for a job well done there, TEMA. Now, as you mentioned here, we've got to pay attention to the weather systems and informing persons. Tell us about TEMA's the avenues, some of the most recent avenues that TEMA has employed to be able to alert persons. There was a time, I guess, maybe many years ago, when we would have waited for a day or two to have an idea of what was happening. Sometimes too late, but now TEMA is On the ball. What are some of these avenues that you guys have
One
employed?
good thing I can say about TEMA and the entire Tobago Disaster Management Committee is that we are family, we are networking. So as soon as information comes to hand in the disaster management group, that is from the Trinidad and Tobago Meteorological Service, they send out a link and everyone gets on the ball immediately. So whether it be social media, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, we network with all our links per se, and you send that information out. So we also have the media in our WhatsApp chats. We send information right to the media. They put it on their social media as well. They post on their WhatsApp. And even if for the average man that does not have social media, we make sure that we go out there and we let persons know exactly what is going on. So just walking the street, I mean, adverse weather alert is issued. Going down the road, you let persons, do you know that an adverse weather alert has been issued? What are you doing? Are you prepared? So you engage in normal everyday conversation with the everyday man, because you want persons to be ready for anything that may occur. So I mean, given the entire TDMC and I mean Tobago at hand, we are here, we making sure that persons get the information and just networking and just share all the time.
And this is also the rainy season that we're into.
Yes, we are.
So persons also need to be mindful of not just the yellow level alerts that may come from time to time, but if we're into the rainy season, there's some things that we need to be mindful of. There's some things, measures that need to be put in place. So and I will tell our viewers this morning about some of those basic measures that should be put in place even as we look at entering the rainy season.
After the passage of the Invest 91L and being out on the ground and seeing some of the damage being done, and just simple things that persons can work on, clearing the drains, clearing the yard, I mean debris in and around the yard, make sure the gutterings are clear, making sure that they have sandbags beforehand, especially if you know you live in a flood prone area, clearing bush around your yard, because I mean these are things that can happen. You tell yourself that you are safe, but just watching the dirt and the debris wash into your yard is something that I mean nobody can prepare for.
I've been
I
there.
mean it's something that nobody can prepare for.
Yeah.
So these simple measures are things that persons can put in place. We know of the families that have been displaced and they would not have been prepared for this. So we now urge Tobagonians to make sure you have a grab and go bag, because the weather can happen at any time. We don't know when. Make sure you have your emergency bag packed, a change of clothes for yourself and your family to at least last 3 days, bottled water, canned foods, medical supplies, a first aid kit, simple things that you can have even if it's in your car, even if it's at the workplace. So if for some reason you can't get home and you have these stuff maybe stored somewhere else, ensure the entire family knows where it's stored. So if it is you are not around, somebody else could be around and now grab it and go. That's the point. Grab and go. You know, to ensure that persons are now comfortable for the 72 hours after any adverse weather.
All right. And with regards, let's switch gears a little bit here as we talk about the carnival that's coming up. With regards to the locations of these events that will be taking place, we've got Plymouth, Crown Point is going to have the Juve, etc. Where and looking at the weather now, where would TEMA be stationed for whatever emergencies?
Well, the plans before would have included us stationing at Roxborough, up at the administrative complex. We have Crown Point and Scarborough.
Right.
Now, given the weather situation, as I said, things are a bit fluid. We were supposed to set up medical posts outside, which are external tents, equipped with all necessary equipments and tools for the medical personnel to handle any emergency remotely.
Right.
Now that the weather patterns, we have to look at it. We have a special TDMC meeting today at 10, and we will now have feedback from the Met Service. So given after that meeting, we will decide now we have to move stuff indoors. Normally when we do that, we have access to the administrative complex at Roxborough, and we have access to the settlements building at Crown Point in the Coliseum, and we will now operate from the operations center at Bacalet at Fairfield Complex. So we are putting things in place for if the rain continues, to make sure that persons are still safe. They know that TEMA and TDMC is on the ground and we are still there to handle any emergencies that may happen in the event of anything happening.
Now we're looking at these carnival areas, the Roxborough, the Crown Point, the Scarborough, Plymouth, etc. But what about those other remote areas that have nothing to do with carnival? But let's say, because we've got some rain this morning, we got some rain very early this morning that made you want to stay in bed, and it may last during the day. But should there be any type of unforeseen circumstance, what numbers do they call for emergencies?
We have a community emergency response team. So even if it is you are not in the carnival spirits and something is happening in your area, the community emergency response team is always patrolling to make sure that persons, if they need assistance for anything. If you can call 211, if you have any reports of any damages to your home, you call 211, you call 660-7489, that is TEMA's number. Even if no one is at the Fairfield Complex office within the hours of 8 to 4, we have persons on 24-hour shift up at the Moriah base. So persons, the phone line is always available to persons calling. We just want to let persons know that we are here. No matter what, we are here. The persons from the Tobago Disaster Management Committee, Division of Infrastructure, Quarries and Urban Development. So during this period, even if in another area that you are being affected, they would have placed backhoes, trucks in strategic places that they know are prone to landslide, prone to floodings. So even with carnival happening, they can easily jump out and get cleaning, send the help that is needed.
All right. Now, I really want to thank you this morning for being on the program with us. So we encourage our viewers this morning to stay tuned to social media for updates. Yes. I say, Mako, somebody start us, okay, because the information goes there and persons just share the information all around.
Make sure you stay tuned to Tobago Emergency Management Agency social media. We're on Instagram, we're on TikTok, we're on Twitter, we're on Facebook. We're just out there. We are visible. If you are not already following us, we urge you to make sure and follow us on all social media platforms or the Office of the Chief Secretary page. We fall under them, so they always share our information. Make sure you stay tuned to the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Management, and make sure that you stay tuned to the Trinidad and Tobago Meteorological Service for official information only.
Thank you so much. Of course, you can ask your questions there as well, and you can get some more information there. And remember, the number to call in case of any type of emergency here in Tobago is 211. Call 211 first, and you're going to get whatever help that you need based on your situation. All right, Zaina Willen, thank you so much for being on the program with us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
All right, viewers, lots more coming up on the Tobago Updates morning show. It is a beautiful Thursday morning here in Tobago. It's a little wet and rainy, but great things happening here. So share the live, share the live, share the live.
Rest assured helped me to cope with the unexpected. Provides financial help for final expenses. Rest assured, the affordable financial comfort plan. Tattoo Life, guaranteed protection.
Welcome to Lamarche Parfait Day Spa and Wellness Center, your premier spa experience located at Bonaccord, Tobago. Visit us today for facials, cellulite treatments, body contours, body treatments, pedicures, manicures, and much more. We have gift cards for all occasions and corporate events. Connect with us on Facebook at Lamarche Parfait Day Spa or call us 273-7772.
The best place to stay in Tobago is at Thorn's Place with rates starting as low as 200 TT. Call or WhatsApp 745-7306 or 682-8676. We are located uptown Scarborough, 5 minutes away from the port. Remember, at Thorn's Place, our aim is to make your stay safe and affordable.
Tuco Tobago presents the Real Tobago Line. The Tuco Tobago Line. Saturday, October 29th at the Mount Irvin Golf Course. We go to the Real Tobago Line. With College Boy Jesse and the All Stars Band, Super Blue, Johnny King, Viking Ding Dong.
If you know you cannot handle the people rum, when you see the people rum, leave it alone. Yeah, what
Prince Unique, Marvin Lewis, Royal, Iwer George. Ricky Jai, Trinidad All-Star Steel Orchestra, Superior Rhythm Section, and lots of big surprises. Showtime 5 p.m. Tickets cost only $250 and are available at Angels Courier Services Limited, Tobago, and all Tuco offices nationwide. This October 29th at the Mount Irvin Golf Course, the real Tobago line. Where will you be?
The best place to stay in Tobago is at Thorn's Place, with rates starting as low as 200 TT. Call or WhatsApp 745-7306 or 682-8676. We are located uptown Scarborough, 5 minutes away from the port. Remember, at Thorn's Place, our aim is to make your stay safe and affordable.
I am Ram and I'm Co. Together we are Ram and Co. Big up Million Laughs, because on Saturday, November 5th, it is Caribbean Comedy Commerce.
It could be hot. The best Trinidadian and Caribbean comedians will be there.
For sure. Big up Alan the Entertainer. Big up Larry Joseph and everybody else who's on the cards.
That's right.
We endorse this show. Big up Alan. Big up Million Laughs. It's going to be an epic show. We endorse this. Be there. There ain't nothing like a Ram and Co. Barbados.
Yeah.
Celebrate. This is not the time to be alone.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's the boy Jason G. Artist. You come and see the face and know what it is already. 45 Assassin coming. Yours truly, Jason G. Artist. You are my brother, Trendsetter Goofy. It's all about Tequila Sunrise, Carnival Friday. It's all going on at the Eagle Villa, number 10, Sugar Mill Drive. You don't know Old Grange. So organize a team is a poolside edition. Ladies, come out because you know you're in your two-piece. We don't want no fries. Alright? Tequila Sunrise, it's on Carnival Friday. Organize a team. We outside here. Hear me? Ram Dance Champion, we coming down poolside all here.
Jam on somebody now. Hold on somebody now. Keep them company.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning, viewers. It is 7:38 a.m. and welcome back to the Tobago Updates morning show, coming to you here live from the Port Mall in Scarborough. Yes, you know, when you see us change set, the thing getting high, the vibes is here. Yes, folks, we felt that we ain't waiting till the end. We're starting the performances now. So we're happy to welcome on set with us this morning, Taller Dan, soca artist. Morning to you.
Good morning, Tobago. Good morning, world. How you guys doing?
Excellent. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing fine, I'm doing very well.
All right. So as we get started this morning, I want you to tell our viewers and listeners, who is Taller Dan?
Yeah, so Taller Dan is a soca artist that is spreading soca to the world, and pushing the boundaries, and I'm letting people all over the world know what soca music is.
I want to have an idea of your background with soca music. Where did it start?
My soca music pretty much started from young. My father, he was a big parang man, and he always tell me, if I love music, to just go with it. You understand? So ever since then, I just go with the music. It was just a flow, it was a love. It was something that was given to me. It wasn't nothing that I had to think about. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What would you say thus far is an outstanding experience for you? Certainly it was an opportunity for learning in this industry.
I had a few experiences like that. Probably a big one was the Happy Place, which was lyrical event in New York City. That was a very learning experience for me, because it was a lot of big artists there, and when I went on the stage and I performed in front of the crowd, they gave me a response I didn't expect. I didn't think people would know me, and they knew me. So it was so amazing. It was like a great feeling as a new artist.
Yes.
To see that people is following you now. Right?
And they received your music well.
Right. I watch into the crowd and I see people singing my song. So when you see that and you see people singing along, you're like, wow. You wouldn't believe it.
What inspires you? We calling you Tola dance, so we saying Tola. What inspires your music?
What inspires is family, first of all. There was a big inspiration. But people like KMC, Doggy Slaughter, Treason, Marshall, of course. All these people was a big reason of why Tolanan is even doing music today. Because I used to watch them when I was small and I used to be like, boy, I want to be like them. You know what I mean? So as I get big now, I want the same youths and them to be like, boy, I want to be like Tolanan. You know what I mean? So it's like a cycle.
Right.
Yeah.
In an industry like this, what would you say is important to you, given the lessons that you have learned, as you said, from those who have gone before you? What's important as you go along? What kind of message or energy you generally want to convey when people get to hear Toladan, when people interact with you on stage or off stage?
What's important is keeping the consistency. I want to tell a lot of young artists that too. Consistency and being persistent is probably the number one thing, and being confident in what you're doing. If you're not confident, people will notice it, especially when they go on stage and they're performing. Being confident is a very big thing. So that is something that definitely, for sure.
In terms of the message of your music, what would you say is the foundational message of the music that you deliver?
Really and truly, the foundational message is to really be yourself and to love what you're doing. Because if you don't love yourself, how somebody else could love that? You know what I mean? You have to love yourself first of all and speak your truth. So this is what I just try to speak in the soca music, and I want to be able to sing soca that is for year round, not just for carnival. I want to sing soca that people could sing all around, whether it's winter, Christmas, whatever time of year, you could still sing soca music. We don't want soca to just be a festival music at all. We want it to be around the world, around the globe, 365. You understand?
And that is such an important message to share far and wide.
Yeah.
Because we say we love soca in TNT's our thing. But like we're free that at certain points in the year to highlight and to push our soca music. So commendations on that indeed.
Thank you very
but
much.
tell us, coming up within the next few days, tell me at least one of the events people are going to be seeing you at in the mix.
Yeah, well, I'm definitely going to be at Jam Nude. I'm going to be at some of the Carnival Cool Down events, some of the Juve events. Yeah, for sure. You guys going to see me there.
All right, so I'll be looking out for your Juve morning.
Yeah,
right. In terms of the lineup of events. Ready for the music?
Yeah, we're ready to hear what he has to offer. But very quickly here, you are Trinbagonian.
Yeah.
But living out in
New York. Brooklyn to be exact.
Of course, you had to put in the Brooklyn, eh?
Yeah.
You had to put in the Brooklyn.
I don't know what to do.
But home to Sweet TNT.
That's right.
To be a part of the events and activities. How important is this to you?
Honestly, it's like a dream come true, because for a long time I've been visioning myself in front of my people and doing what I love to do, and this is a big thing. I want to talk to the youths and them again. Do what you love to do, because when you love to do something and you're doing it and you're making money doing it, it don't feel like work.
And you don't feel like you're working.
It don't feel like I'm working.
You feel like you're living and you're having fun every day.
Absolutely. So that is what it's all about. Do what you love to do. So that is what it feel like performing in front of my Trinidadians and them.
Excellent. Right. Give us a little insight into the song that you're going to be performing for us this morning.
Yeah, so the song, the main song is Sakabag. It's off of the Dirty Dirty rhythm. Boogie Ranks produced it. Big up to Boogie Ranks. He's a very trending producer right now. And this rhythm is a big rhythm for this year, last year, and the next year. I find it will be a rhythm that will be bouncing for a few years to come. Okay. You know what I mean? So
right. Well, let's not waste any time at all.
We've talked enough.
Yeah.
So over to you.
It's performance time now that we're getting into the mix here. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready. We're ready to hear what he has to
ready,
offer.
Rhea?
We're ready to hear what you have to offer.
There we go now.
All right. So let's get into things. And this is Toladan.
Yes.
morning show. Yeah, what? Girl, I want a bag, a little piece of work, a little piece of work, a little piece of work. Give me what you have. You know why? Listening on the morning show. Yeah, what going on? I come inside the party and move inside looking for a woman. I look on her bumper, then she look back and tell me she feeling it. If you see waist when she petting back and wine on the tall man, the bumper don't make mistake. Cause she want to wine up because she friend. Them like the bend and cause problem in the party like every weekend. From 1 to 10, gotta try your best. I don't want to. Yo, y'all I want a bag, a little piece of work, a little piece of, oh let's a little piece of work, you know. Carnival time, give me what you have. Yeah why, somebody give me a wine, oi. How you about to get tempting me? Cock up that thing right in front of me. I love in the wine representing me. Yeah, body said nice and naturally. This is Carnival in Tobago. Somebody jump up, cause she want to wine up with all she friend. Them like the bend and cause problem in the party like every weekend. Drink some drink and money start from 1 to 10. Gotta try your best. I don't want to lie to you, you're better than the rest. Y'all I want a bag, a little piece of work, a little piece of, a little piece of. Give me what you have. Tobago. Watch me. This is Taller Than the Man. This is the Tobago morning show. But don't get tired. This is how we just do. So watch me. When this rhythm come on, well, you know what to do. Right? Nyla with she friend on them, they showing y'all how to wine. See she bend over and holding it from me. She tell me she like it right there. She make up she mind. Yeah, she not a no party thing. She just want to go on. I tell she bring the soccer back. I tell she bring the soccer back. You know why? So long she didn't want it. Bring the soccer back. I tell she. After she bring the soccer back, here what going on? Here what going on? Boy, I tell she took in the next side. She want me took in the next side. Took in the next side. She beg me. Took in the next side. She want me took in the next side. Here what? She still on it. Oi, the wine too. My God, let's start from the top. So make sure you take talk. Oi, you know that I like it right there. Don't tell me to stop. You tell me wine on you. Everybody sing at home, sing at home. Bring the soccer bag. Bring the soccer bag. I tell she bring the soccer bag. All you know what a soccer bag is? All you know what a soccer bag is? If you're a trained Begonian, you know what a soccer bag is. But here what we gonna do? Let me go. Took in the next side. She want me. Took in the next side. Took in the next side. She beg me. Took in the next side. She want me. One more time. Yeah, what going on? Nyla with she friend and them, they showing y'all how to wine. As you see she bend over and holding it from behind. She tell me she like it right there. She make up she mind. This girl not a no party thing. She just want to go on. I tell she bring the soccer bag. I tell she bring the soccer bag. So long she did. Bring the soccer bag. I tell she on the morning show. Somebody give me a wave at home. Took in the next side. She want me. Took in the next side.
Whole Life helps me secure their future. Provides financial protection with added benefits. Whole Life, the affordable financial benefits plan. Tattoo Life, guaranteed protection.
Excel Spa by Haley, where our highly trained staff are ready to deliver the top-class services in facial massages, waxing, nail enhancement and body treatment. We are ideally located at Coco Avenue, Susolands, Tobago. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, TripAdvisor, or you can call us on 730-0149. Exhales Power by Haley. Relax, renew, and
I said I can't wait for Tobago in October.
Remember life before, before 2020? Remember 2019 and behind, go back. Okay, remember them times? You forgot it, me too. So much of new norms. We walking around like bandits. We have curfews. Shops closing early. You must have sneezed. One long time. In 2019, when they sneeze, what people they say? Yes, you try to pass a sneeze in this room right now.
Saturday, November 5th, Shore Park, Tobago. It's Million Laughs Caribbean Comedy Commerce, the mega laugh festival to end the Tobago Carnival season, featuring Tobago's finest in folklore and musical entertainment, together with some of the Caribbean's top comedians: Larry Joseph, Daryl the Saint Mendoza, Dolores, Alan the Entertainer, Handsome Sun, Mako Media, and more. Get your ticket specials available on Island E-Tickets and various outlets nationwide, or visit the Million Laughs handles for more info. It's Comedy Commerce in Tobago, a wee kind of commerce.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning. Ooh, oh. Hey, hey. In my bosom I felt a pain. They said no carnival again. I feel my whole world fall apart. COVID. No parading on the streets. Can't express myself when we meet. I've been yearning to exhale, to break out from this jail. Just like when the slaves were banned, forbidden to celebrate. They tactically hand in hand improvise and collaborate. Carnival has since become an exhibition of freedom. It's our way of life, how we recreate, articulate, innovate, emancipate. I say we bleed, cause we need but to succeed in the festival. We had to control the bacchanal because what? All are we cut from the same cloth. Tribes of every sort, all ancestors fought. So keep them in your thoughts. And when we bend wire, forge drum in fire, big pan wrong we neck, hey, we pay no respect. Hey, hey, we pay no respect, yeah. Hey, hey. Ooh, whoa. Were mandated to wear a mask, and from folks keep far away. Vaccinate and pray, unless exempted by one and all. Had to be endorsed by nightfall, and if you dare step out of line, it's jail or hefty fine. The message was big and bold, our freedom was compromised. Still it never dimmed our soul, we continue to improvise. If week was life and death. Look, even McRanny and Uncle Sam having a bram. The session from his backyard jam. I say we believe carnival, cause we need carnival to succeed in the festival. We had to control the bacchanal because what? All that we got from the same cloth. To these isles we were brought. Your ancestors fought, so keep them in your thoughts. And when we play true faith, adopt a sobriquet. The spirits we connect, hey, we pay him no respect. Hey mama, hey mama, hey mama, hey mama, hey mama, hey.
Good morning, viewers, and welcome back to the Tobago Updates morning show, coming to you here live from the Port Mall in Scarborough. We just had Taller Dan.
And he is certainly taller than. All right. Felt very short amongst all of you gentlemen this morning. Maybe I should have worn heels, but, you know, I'm glad to see that he is back home giving back to Trinidad and Tobago, where his roots are from, even though he's living out there in Brooklyn, New York, but giving back to Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes, indeed. But just before we head on, we want to give you a notice coming from Mount Pleasant Credit Union. That's Mount Pleasant Credit Union. Notice of the special general meeting. A notice is hereby given that the special general meeting of the Mount Pleasant Credit Union Cooperative Society Limited will be held on Tuesday, the 1st of November 2022. That's next week, Tuesday, the 1st of November 2022, at the Tobago Nutrition Cooperative Society, Bonacore, Tobago, commencing at 4:30 p.m. To consider and approve amendments to credit union's bylaws. The bylaws can be accessed via the link on the Mount Pleasant Credit Union Facebook page and the Mount Pleasant Credit Union's website. Members are asked to register on or before today. Today, that's Wednesday, the 26th. All right, members are asked to register on or before the 26th, and this is by order of the Board of Directors. So in fact, today is Thursday, the 27th, and you may still have a quick opportunity, so remember to connect with Mount Pleasant Credit Union in order to register for this special general meeting that takes place on Tuesday, the 1st of November 2022.
As well, Scotiabank says, make your moves with us at Scotiabank Lowlands. Visit us at the Scotiabank branch in Lowlands today, Thursday, 27th October. Our team is ready to answer any questions you have about digital banking. Join our how-to sessions today. Purchase for a purpose. Although we will not host an in-person race, planning is already underway to ensure that our 5K in 2023 will be memorable. Here's how you can support the cause this year. Today is the last day to make a purchase and help more people gain access to affordable cancer screening. Choose from tote bags, water bottles, t-shirts, crop tops, and fanny packs. All proceeds will be donated to the Trinidad and Tobago Cancer Society. Scotiabank, it starts with you.
Yes, indeed. Rian, I just sent something there. I know they're going to pull it up on the screen. I saw Sir Peter Ken yesterday. The thing happening today.
I hope they can pull it up on screen for us. Did Julian give you a message? I said no, and he sent it to me, so I was just about to do it because I said Julian was keeping secrets.
Yes, indeed, and I said to him yesterday, I said I didn't even know this was open to students far and wide.
Of course.
So it's not just limited. This is the Signal Hill Government Primary School. Signal Hill, they're having thing. It's an October affair. It's happening today. Yes. In fact, my daughter woke up this morning and she said, "This weather, Daddy, I hope that the fair is still happening." I said, "Don't worry, the weather is going to get a little better. It's going to be on."
The only thing rain stops is
cricket. Only cricket. Only cricket indeed. Cricket. All right. So we're looking forward to that video there. Signal Hill Primary School. It's happening today. All right. So let's head over to that clip.
This is paradise. Yo, yours truly, Sherwin Winchester. Thursday 27, an October affair at Signal Hill Government Primary School. Yeah, the school that I went to. I want all the parents, I want grandparents, I want people from other schools coming to the October affair. Signal Hill Government Primary School. Lots of games, things to win, food, enjoyment, laughter, and we are giving to the schools. I want you guys to come out. Remember, the October affair, this Thursday. You know why? Nothing sweeter than to be cognac.
Nothing sweeter than to be cognac.
We are nothing sweeter than. So it's an October affair happening today at the Signal Hill Government Primary School. So we're encouraging persons in terms of going out and support, full support. And from what I understand, past students, present students, students we've wanted to go to Signal Hill, people come out in support.
That's right. And when I showed my daughter that video yesterday, my last daughter, Osaze, in fact, all three of my children attended Signal Hill Government Primary. My daughter said, "Show in Manchester went there." I said, hey, the school did not only belong to you, okay? It did not only belong to you.
And it's always a proud moment when you see persons being able to come to give back.
Definitely.
All right.
And I have to make mention here very quickly of my lovely romper this morning, courtesy House of Norma, Carol and Bertram James. Mrs. James, I wore it the way that you designed it to be worn this morning, because when I tried it on yesterday, the back was to the front and the front was to the back. But we made allowances. It can actually be worn both ways, all right?
Yes.
So I'm saying this morning, House of Norma, thank you so much. Hair Sanctuary, thank you so much for products. Anything hair related, your wig, your weave, your braids, your moisturizer, your everything, your oils, everything for your hair. Hair Sanctuary.
And you see, I this morning I said, wow, I said, we are here in a strapped up and thing. I said, all right, I suppose she got the approval, all right?
We need to stay tuned for tomorrow. This is Bertram James, House of Norma's outfit courtesy today and tomorrow. Viewers, all I can tell you is stay tuned for tomorrow.
Nothing sweeter than Tobago yarn. All right, viewers, we want to thank you so much. And let me take the opportunity to shout out as well Rashad's Men's Store, located down there in Mount Pleasant. And also this morning I want to give a shout out to my barber, and that's Classic Cuts by Aquilon, located there in Susulands. Remember to connect here, and I just have to lean to the side for this. Remember to connect with Classic Cuts, located down there in Susulands, making sure. And just as I indicated here, when he saw me that morning, he said, no, you need to come, you need to pass by the shop.
I saw Julian heading to Classic Cuts to get his marked up, marked up and stuff. Very quickly before we go, I cannot forget Mateo's. I tell you, my Mateo's sandals works with almost every single thing. Thank you so much, Mateo's. Thank you, Mateo's. All right, so we're gonna wrap it up there, and I'm loving this romper.
It's been a beautiful morning. It's been a beautiful morning. Rhea, I'm excited about tomorrow. I'm excited about tonight, folks, and then into
Julian
tomorrow.
Is going to give us more updates
and the activities.
Yes, he's going to give us more updates in the morning on how things went, how things would go later this evening. So we're looking forward to that.
And we have to remember, folks, yes, and I know some of you have been saying it, and thank you so much for that support. You've been sending your appreciation to Tobago Updates for capturing the events happening here for Carnival, and there's more to come. We're outside, we're going to be out there. So therefore, stay tuned and connected to Tobago Updates. Don't worry, we'll give you those insights, and then you would head out to the event and see yourself live on screen with us here at the Tobago Updates. So we thank you so much for that continued love and support. Those of you joining us via TV, those of you connecting with us via radio. Once again, we are #1 because of you, and we will continue to showcase all things Tobago Carnival 2022, including this lovely outfit that Rhea has on here, courtesy House of Norma, and certainly remembering Rashad's Men's Store. All right, take care, folks. Bye-bye.
Good morning, Tobago. Wake up with Candace and Denicia. Let's go.
Morning, Tobago. On Tobago Updates, your source for current affairs in Tobago, Trinidad, and the region. With the perfect conversations to complement your morning routine, I am Candace Jackson, and let's get started with the news in 90 seconds. Culture B walked away with the Tobago Soca Monarch title at the inaugural Tobago Stars of Soca. The competition was hosted at the Shore Park Multicultural Complex, where 13 artists graced the stage. Culture B, who was no stranger to the Soca Monarch stage, performed his own composition of Strong Rum. The second place prize went to Two Real, with their contribution of Fire. Third place was Gerard Balfour with his song titled Problems. Meanwhile, Casper the Lyrical placed fourth in the competition for his song Not Missing the Juve. At the end of the competition, the Assistant Secretary of Tourism, Culture, Antiquities and Transportation, Megan Morrison, promised to increase prizes for the winners. Meanwhile, the harbour master was forced to cancel all of its planned cruises for the Tobago Carnival season because of a yellow level adverse weather warning. The Meteorological Office of Trinidad and Tobago issued warnings of inclement weather, which is expected to continue until Saturday. Spring tides are also in effect, causing unfavorable sea conditions. The harbour master said these conditions will make boarding and disembarking the vessel extremely difficult and dangerous. Not wanting to risk the safety of patrons and staff, they called all scheduled sailings for the rest. They cancelled all scheduled sailing for the rest of the week. The management of the harbour master said they will reach out to affected promoters individually to treat with the cancellations. And finally, the Ministry of Health is getting ready to launch a nationwide vaccination drive for the influenza virus. Health Minister Terence Dial-Singh said they have not been able to convince enough citizens to take the annual flu vaccine over the years. However, they are hoping to change that trend by using some of the mass vaccination sites that were set up for COVID-19 to bring vaccinations closer to the people. Dial-Singh added that he will be reaching out to the Secretary of Health, Wellness and Social Protection, Dr. Faith B. Israel, to make arrangements for Tobago to receive their own batch of flu vaccines. And that was the news in 90 seconds on, of course, this very, very rainy Thursday. And yes, folks, we are experiencing some pretty bad weather. I mean, and it's sort of a damper on the carnival activities that are happening this week. However, I mean, your safety is most important. And, you know, we see that the cabin master yesterday had to cancel the rest of the cruises for the week, just for your safety as well as their safety. Safety is extremely important. Even all while we're out there having fun, we have to always be mindful of our safety. And to talk to us a bit more of safety, we have on with us Mr. Jude Rogers, and he is a fire prevention officer from the Trinidad Tobago Fire Services.
Yes.
So special good morning and welcome to you, sir. How are you doing?
I'm excellent, and it's a great opportunity to be here in Tobago. I want to say to the public in Tobago, it's wonderful to be here, and we're here for your benefit and for your safety.
Great. So we're talking about safety for Carnival because, I mean, yes, we've been talking about for the past month. We've been touching on a lot of fire safety tips.
Yes.
But one thing, one of the things that people don't realize about the fire services is that they're not just there to keep you safe from fires or to out a fire.
Yes.
They're there to also keep you safe in public spaces.
That's correct. That's very correct. So Trinidad Tobago's Fire Service has a message for members of the public and also in the carnival. We want to have a safe carnival this season, and we're here in our numbers. The Trinidad Tobago Fire Prevention Department in particular is charged with the responsibility of ensuring public safety in public spaces. And so when you have an event, you want to ensure that fire officers are at your event doing a proper risk assessment. And that's a fire and safety risk assessment where they will assess the space that you want to utilize. They'll look at the topography of the ground. They'll look at your stage. They'll look at the number of patrons that you hope to cater for. And we do density factors. We do inspections of your stage areas, ensuring that we don't have mishaps. Even on the road for moving vehicles, the fire service is there to ensure that your event, because we have a lot of moving events, you know, we have the Juve, we have the parade of the bands, and so the fire service has the ambulance service as well, and we respond to all of these types of scenarios. So I just want members of the public to be rest assured that the fire service is here to serve you, and we're here to work along with promoters towards preparing you. One, we must work in advance, not after the fact. We must prepare you for what is to come. So you must consult with us. And there's a means by which we want to do that.
All right. What are some of the things that people should be aware of, especially event promoters, should be aware of while we're going out into these next few days of a lot of events?
Yes.
What should they keep in mind? What tips they should have to make sure that their events are safe for the public?
Right, good. So definitely, in terms of promoters, we're asking promoters to ensure that you have proper signage in your events so that we know where your exits are. Let's talk about being able to access and leave the event in the event of an emergency. So in the event of an emergency, your gate should not be locked. Your gate should be manned by your security staff, also by your police and fire officers who may be in attendance based on the size of your venue and so forth. And we're saying that we should be able to evacuate very easily. It should be apparent where you need to go in the event of an emergency. Also, your stage and any structures must have certification, and that certification protects you, the promoter, as well as the person who built the stage, and it ultimately protects the persons who will go on your elevated structures. So we have things like density factor, and we have a certain amount of space that can hold a certain amount of weight. We do the calculations for you. We advise you this stage can hold 50 persons, and so you don't cross those numbers, and you keep it in a safe zone. So at the end of the day, patrons are able to come, enjoy themselves, and leave because you now have a number that you're working with. So we want these simple tips to be, adhered to by our promoters. Please feel free to reach out to us. And I think we're going to put up the number for Officer Lewis from the Fire Prevention Department, Miss Roxanne Lewis. She's our lead fire officer when it comes to fire prevention in Tobago. And so we're asking you to reach out to Miss Lewis. I think the numbers are 374-2598 for Miss Roxanne Lewis, 374-2598. Reach out to her, and she's all the welcome to give you information that you'll need to guide you on your process.
Have event promoters been reaching out to you to make sure that their event is safe?
Oh yeah, definitely. The larger events, the event promoters have definitely reached out. I mean, it's mandatory by the law. Once you have a dance hall and a bar license, you're going to have to reach out to the fire service and to the police service. But we're even saying, let's go as far as some of the bars and some of the places where you, smaller events, we're still saying, reach out to us because there's so much information and you really want the experts risk assessing your area. There are things that we're going to see that you're not going to be privy to. And so the watchful eye and the experience of the fire service comes to bear in situations like that.
Do you have the authority to shut down these events at all?
Well, there are certain circumstances under which an event can be stopped. If there's an imminent danger, meaning that there is something that is going to occur, such as an explosion, such as a fire, such as the collapse or signs of collapse of a structure, we have the authority to stop that event. And I wouldn't say shut down, but stop an event and find fixed and then continue. So it's not about just stopping people's events, it's about working along with you, finding solutions, and then creating an environment where we can all benefit. And that's the key here.
Are you monitoring those events?
Oh, definitely. The fire officers are out doing their pre-inspections. There are pre-event inspections that must be done for you to gain your license at the court. And so we're out doing those inspections, preparing our officers to go out and to make an interjection where it's necessary. Especially our ambulance or first aid or EMTs are very well trained. And I can tell you sometimes in an event you would not even know that we would have dealt with a casualty, safely packaged that person, transported them to the hospital and saved lives. All right, so the fire service is really working, and it's kind of like an unsung hero working behind the scenes to make sure that you can have that wonderful time at your events, and that's what we're here for.
How are bands supposed to ensure safety when they're out on the road, whether it's for Juve or for Pretty Mass or even the night mass that's supposed to happen in Roxborough? How can they ensure safety while they're out? Okay, so one of the best ways to do that is before the band actually moves off, that you give instructions to your revelers to follow the instructions of the person who's dealing with safety for your band. So, for instance, moving bands is a whole different dynamic in terms of safety. And so as you move along the road as a vehicle, it's a long vehicle, it has to make several turns. You will hear them making announcements, get to the left side of the truck, get to the right side of the truck, or stay behind the truck as it may be. That's for your safety. So we're asking patrons, even though we're having the alcohol, even though we're reveling, follow the instructions that comes from the microphone, that comes from the safety, because we're going to have personnel out on the road and they would be making sure, watchful eye, looking on. And we actually walk the route to look at those pinch points, to look at the hazards along the route so that we can advise the band and band members as to what they should look out for. We also ensure that the truck drivers, that the tires, that the truck itself is roadworthy. We do our inspections and we make sure that they are certified. They have insurance for the trucks. So it's not just about the patrons following instructions, it's also about the band leaders taking responsibility for the service providers that you have working on your behalf. So we look at all of those factors. Truck drivers are not allowed to have alcohol.
and all of that. They're going to be going for hours, so we pay specific attention to the drivers. Also, each truck should have persons who are attending to the front, the back, and the side of the truck, because as you know, a roll hazard over the wheels are important. So the guards on the wheels along the wheels are standard when it comes to moving vehicles in an event, so that we don't want someone to fall and that they have a rollover. So we guard the wheels and all of that. So again, we need to follow the guidelines from the safety personnel within the band, and in each band there are going to be security and safety personnel, and then there's also the watchful eye of the persons who are trained to do so along the way, and the fire service is going to be there to look at all of those factors as well.
And if a band comes on and they don't have those guards around their wheels and that sort of thing like you just mentioned,
yes,
are you able to stop them from going on?
Okay, so definitely the good thing about it, and I'll say this, I must say that there has been a very positive response, and most of the trucks owners who come to Tobago or who are here in Tobago, they know the standard already.
Great.
So it's very rare that you would find a situation where someone does not understand what is required of them, but yet still we do our checklist, we do our safety and risk assessments before. So we normally have a good compliance from all of the promoters.
And for patrons, you know, what are some things that we need to keep in mind as we're out there just enjoying ourselves?
All right, so for patrons, it starts from your preparation for your event. I just want to say this to patrons. Patrons, before you go to an event, we don't want you to rush and always be late. You know how we are late o'clock in Trinidad and Tobago. All right, so one of the key things where that is concerned, plan your events out and space them out properly. Give yourself time to rest and give yourself an opportunity to be sober, because you don't want to be rushing from one event to the next, because what it does, there's a possibility for an accident on the road. So you may not even make it to the next event. And the fire service is saying, look at the condition of the weather, look at the road conditions, bear all of these factors in mind. And so once you prepare properly, you're going to be able to get to and from your events, different events, multiple events safely. As a patron, you should be looking at your alcohol consumption. I know we say we're going to drink till we, and that's the standard thing. But always have somebody who can look out for you, ladies. Please have someone that can look out for you. Make sure you know how you're getting to and from. Make sure you have a designated driver.
Very important.
Designated driver. I can't tell you how much or how important that is. And just basic stuff that we do to protect ourselves. Make sure that you have your ID and all these things safely put away, and that you can, tell when you have your stuff on you, or leave the important things at home and just go with what you need.
All right, great. I mean, is there anything else that we left out as I was thinking about Carnival? Because again, even though we're ready and we're excited to go out there and enjoy ourselves, we have to remember our safety.
Okay, so at the end of the day, I'm saying we have a personal responsibility. So we can look around, look at different things that could affect us, trip hazards, different things that can affect you. And if you see those things, I'm saying if you're in an event and you find that something is wrong, reach out to a uniformed member of the police service, a uniformed member of the fire service, or even an attendant or a security who is put there for your safety. Don't just leave something that is a hazard open and to affect the public. You can say something, so we can all look out for everyone. At the end of the day, we're here to enjoy ourselves, but we're also here to do it in a safe way and to go back to our families safely. So, it's important. If I could just reiterate the number for Officer Lewis. Officer Lewis of the Fire Prevention Department, Tobago.
And it's on the screen right now.
Right, excellent. So you can reach out to Miss Roxanne. She's ready and willing to assist. Promoters, reach out to Miss Roxanne, and she's ready to assist you guys. And it's more so for your safety and for your protection of your patrons.
All right, so for viewers, I hope you are listening, especially those of you who are, hosting events, whether it be small, whether it be large. It could be just 20 people, it could be 1,000. Yeah. You need to reach out to the fire services and make sure the numbers are on the screen. So please take note of that number and give Miss Roxanne Lewis a call. So thank you so much, Mr. Rogers, for being on with us and just sharing us those tips that we all need to keep in mind as we're getting ready to just enjoy ourselves and have a wonderful weekend. Yes. All right, but before I go to a break, just by way of a public service announcement from Scotiabank. Make your moves with us at Scotiabank in Lowlands. Visit us at the Scotiabank branch in Lowlands today, Thursday, 27th October. Our team is ready to answer any questions you have about digital banking. Join our how-to sessions today. Purchase for a purpose. Although we will not host an in-person race, Planning is already underway to ensure that our 5K in 2023 will be memorable. Here's how you can support this cause this year. Today is the last day to make a purchase and help more people gain access to affordable cancer screening. Choose some tote bags, water bottles, t-shirts, crop tops, and fanny packs. All proceeds will be donated to the Trinidad and Tobago Cancer Society. Scotiabank says it starts with you. So viewers, you want to make sure you get down there to Lowlands, at the Lowlands Mall. Throughout the day, Scotiabank, the team will be out there running their promotions for their cancer 5K walk that is supposed to happen in 2023. And of course, you know, like everything else, that walk happens every year, but for the last few years, because of the pandemic, they couldn't have it. So if you want to take part in 2023, if you want to have more information, they also have some information there about, you know, some of the services that they're offering. So you want to get down there and find out all that you can and get involved. So have a trip down to Lowlands Mall. In the meanwhile, we got to take a short break, and when we come back, we have a special interview for you from Mr. Vinod Bajaj, who is the general manager of the Magdalena Grand Hotel. And he's about to make a different move soon, and you're going to hear about it when we come back after the break. Stay with us.
Hush, the Cool event, October 27, 2022. We bring to you live Skinny Fabulous. Also performing live, Viking Ding Dong.
If you know you cannot handle the people rum, when you see the people rum, leave it alone.
Oros League 2 Mount Irving Golf Club, Tobago. Gates open from 1 to 8 p.m. A lineup of DJs to shell on the place. One of Tobago's best duo team, Selector 3D and Hyper Kid Snoopy. Tickets available at Jane Monkey Crown Point, Tobago, or Red Rose Boutique, Scarborough. Get your online tickets at islandetickets.com. So tell a friend to bring a friend to the biggest cool effect for Tobago Carnival.
This event is sponsored by Campari, TTT Major Group, Barefoot, Tobago House of Assembly, Creamery Novelties.
Hush, the cool event.
Tuco Tobago presents the real Tobago line. The Tuco Tobago line. Saturday, October 29th at the Mount Irvin Golf Course, we go to the real Tobago line. With College Boy Jesse and the All Stars Band, Super Blue, Johnny King, Viking Ding Dong.
If you know you cannot handle the people rum, when you see the people rum, leave it alone. Yeah, what I tell you?
Prince Unique, Marvin Lewis, Royal, Iwer George.
I come here, sweetie, everybody
Ricky Jai, Trinidad All-Star Steel Orchestra, Siparia Rhythm Section, and lots of big surprises. Showtime 5 p.m. Tickets cost only $250 and are available at Angels Korea Services Limited, Tobago, and all Tuco offices nationwide. This October 29th at the Mount Irvin Golf Course, the real Tobago line. Where will you be?
Good morning, Tobago. Wake up with Candace and Denise.
Let's go, go. It's a brand new morning. Rise up to a brand new dawning.
Viewers, and I am here at the Robinson Crusoe pub at the beautiful Magdalena Grand Hotel, where we are going to have an interesting conversation with someone that you would have been familiar with over the past 6 years. If you've done anything at the Magdalena Grand Hotel, whether it's attending a dinner, attending the breakfast, staying at the hotel, a banquet, a function, whatever it is, there's one very friendly face that's always around to grant your every need and just to be there for you and, you know, help you out. And that is none other than the general manager, Mr. Vinod Bajaj. special good morning and welcome to you.
Hi, good morning, Tobago. Yes, it's great to have you here. Good to see you.
Yes, and unfortunately, this is the last time we'll be able to see you around because, of course, this is a bittersweet interview in the sense that you are getting ready to leave Tobago.
Well, I think we're going to see each other again. I'm sure Tobago is going to see me again somehow.
I certainly hope so.
Yes, I think my time has come. I made a decision back in August. It's time to move on after great 6 year, amazing 6 year. I'm so proud of my staff, my team, and this has been amazing tenure for me here in the Magdalena Grande. And I love what I do, as you know. I love my guests, and all my guest staff has been very good to me. I'm so blessed, and so I'm sad, obviously, but I think good things must end, and I felt it's time to move on. Let somebody else come in and get a chance to take it to the next level. It's been fascinating 6 years. Thank you.
Yes. So take me through the last 6 years. You came in and with a mandate to improve things at the hotel and to take it to the next level as we continue to develop our tourism on the island.
Right.
What has that journey been like for you?
Well, actually, I must say in the beginning, when I came, 2016, if I say that, and 2016, I remember, and I had some concern how we're going to start, where to start. And when you've done this job over and over again, different other islands in the Caribbean, you kind of have your own template, and you know what works, what doesn't work. So after the experience tells you how to act with the staff, like it's so important. You need to get everybody behind you to ensure we are all providing the same objective, same goals.
Yes.
It takes time sometimes, but if you have done this over and over again, different islands, it makes easier to understand the culture. And I tell you, initially, many of, as you know, people were saying, you never worked island like Tobago, you don't know the work ethics and everything. I will hear all kind of stories from various sources. So it made me worry a few times, and I was saying to my wife, what I'm doing here, this is going to work or not. Knowing myself, I said, no. I said to people, stop telling me. Let me make my own judgment. Let me be my own judge. Let me see what I can do. And I'm telling you, I prove everybody wrong. I still think my staff is the best of the best. You look at all the awards we won, something like Magdalena, oldest hotel in Tobago. We won Traveler Choice Award. It's only 10% of the global hotel win those awards. I didn't do it. My staff did. So it was very clear. We're going to focus on the service.
And that's something that I have to say that if we've personally experienced, I mean, and you have been someone that's been so accommodating, and we've seen you. We've seen if you've ever visited in the last few years, you would have seen that synergy between Mr. Bajaj and that staff to make sure that your stay here, your experience here was one that was very comfortable and very pleasurable.
Thank you. Yes, absolutely. As I come back to what I was saying earlier on, what does make different is the staff. And we have over 200 staff. They're best of the best. They're well trained. So yes, it was being tough initially. Once we get going, I was doing training myself. I decided if I want to make a difference, if I want to make a change in Magdalena, I have to take the ownership of the entire thing. I'm not going to focus on what is negative out there. I'm not going to focus what's happening with being old age property. There's something I can't control. I didn't want to worry about that. Yes, back of my mind, I knew. But I say if we focus on the customer service, superior customer service, and I should train off-job training, take the staff in groups in a classroom style, and with the good customer and bad customer training, show the video, but a fascinating experience. And look at what today, it's much better. We have still a lot of work to do.
Yes.
Let's know. So you're going to be as good as your last result. But what we have now today, the well-trained staff, they understand the customer service. They understand the guest is the one writing the check, not me. No, the financial controller is the guest is writing the check. Change the mindset. When you see the guest is the king, your mindset change, you automatically care and concern provide the top service, and there's no any other way.
What are some of your other achievements or high moments here as your time as general manager?
Right, so let's talk about Madalena. You know, we went through very difficult time during the pandemic, and
Certainly.
As you know, those COVID-19 standards or how to handle pandemic, they don't teach you in the school.
No.
They don't teach you in the college. They don't see a hotel school. They don't see any hotel. I work globally, all over the world. I never learned that, how to handle. But I must say, with the help of my staff, and we managed to stay open. I am thanking the ownership, and they were listening to me, and they were very kind. We never closed the hotel. We kept it open. But our goal was to continue to learn every day how we can serve our guests. Still, even being closed, partially closed, as you call, we find a way to provide the service. And I give you one example. This is an example going to stay the rest of my life. When I started going during the pandemic, I went to the different hotels, and they were providing housekeeping service on request. I decided, no, I'm not going to do that. If they're going to pay the rate, daily rate, we want to provide the service daily. We find a way to overcome that situation. We requested the guests, if you can stay out of the room, we're going to sanitize the room. So this is what made it different. So that was something. We won the World Health Organizer stamp. We were the first hotel in Tobago. So this is something we achieved. I think we had a great 2019 was the best year for us. And
yes, because things were turning around that year,
yeah.
just overall for tourism on the island.
Right. And we had the Sunwing came in, and we took that business. We did 3,000 room night with them. And so we had the best financially, obviously, you know, was better revenue than ever. And so, and our financial looks good. We always manage very lean and mean operation. Every manager, including myself, we don't do only our job. We do other 2-3 managers' job. I do sales and marketing in-house myself. My GM job, I was overseeing food and beverage director. That is my goal, was to run a lean and mean financial, not mean with the staff, obviously.
Of course.
Mean operation, so we can manage better in terms of the expenses and everything. So I think it's all paid off. Still a lot of work to do, and obviously.
Yes, and you know, one of the challenges that came up during your tenure was the physical plant itself.
Yeah.
How did you deal with those challenges of trying to keep the hotel running, you know, and of course that government, you knew you have to wait on the government to make certain decisions for the plants.
Right. Yeah, you know, that was, I must say, sleepless night sometime. And you never know how to handle when something bad comes in social media, and people tend to, obviously, I understand why they do it. As a general manager, you know, everybody expects a chop, and I deal with them myself. I think that's always been my style or the way I work. If you look at the social media, the old chip and what, I respond each review myself. I've been doing this forever, rest of my life. That's not going to change. So why I do that? Because I want to understand the guest perspective. I want to be able to, and they like to hear from me directly the way it is, rather than defending. I don't defend. I apologize, and I do something for them. So I know things I can't control. If the ownership cannot provide certain things in a timely manner because whatever the restraint they have. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to complain. I'm going to do what I do the best, provide the service, focus on the service. And I think guests are very forgiving. They forgive you. If you're honest to them, tell them the way it is, and you take care of them, and they understand that. So I think that's always been my way, and it worked for me. Somehow it worked for me. But
I mean, we've certainly experienced it ourselves. And, you know, I mean, so you're leaving now, and I just want to get from you, like, you know, how are you leaving the hotel? What is that direction that the hotel is heading into as you step out of Tobago and onto a next part of your career.
Right. Well, thank you. But you know, I have to tell you, I'm leaving. Obviously, I'm sad. And I want to be very clear here. My ownership been very good to me, very good. They offered me to stay longer. They offered me contract and everything. My chairman, my president, very, very good to me. Very good motivator. I have no complaint. That I want to be clear. My team, my management, they've all been good. I could have stayed longer if I want. I felt this may be the time I should move. And I tell you something, what's going to happen. My personal goal was to get this property branded, international branded. Why is that? Because I want to secure the job for my 200 great staff, 200 plus staff. So if international brand comes in, what does it happen? They can't bring the 200 staff from overseas. No. They need these people. They're well-trained staff. So they will have a job for years to come. Their children, grandchildren, because this was my personal goal. Unfortunately, I didn't achieve that specific goal. And so that kind of, but I understand it's going to happen. It's just a matter of time. If it happens, I'm sure they will invite me, and I want to be part of that celebration when this happens. And I hope my bosses are listening. And because I think that was my personal goal. In the transition, 6 year, I wanted to manage the best possible way, honest, transparent, and motivate my staff, take care of the guests, and provide the quality. Always been my way of working, provide the quality. This is the 4-star hotel. I guess when they come here, they expect some kind of expectation. They have very clear. They're comparing this hotel with the others. So how we do things, and that is important.
Yes.
That's how important. So I think our team has continued to perform. We never drop the standard. I don't compromise when it comes to standard. I have a zero tolerance. When we compromise in standard, you come to the buffet, one morning breakfast, and you come next day, change. No, we cannot have that. We got to be better.
And consistent.
Consistent. And I look at it, and this is what we do. And so, property will continue the same, and the staff is well trained, the managers, and they will continue for their own good, because it is good to maintain those standards, and they understand the stake. The ownership understand the stake. This is a serious business. We need serious people. So it's very simple. So you got to stay and continue to maintain standard or do better.
I mean, and one thing that is touching me while we're speaking is just your love and your emphasis on the staff, and having that staff up to a certain standard, and not just having them there, but having that relationship with them. So what are their reactions, with the news of your leaving?
Well, so I think obviously when I initially decided, I did not tell my staff, because I felt, and we felt, let me put it this way, we felt, my ownership and myself, we felt we need to take some time and see how we're going to roll this out. Relationship has been excellent, so
you're going to be missed.
Yes, and I'm going to miss them.
And then, just tell me about being able to operate within Tobago and just within our tourism industry, because we got to touch on that. What are your reactions to how the 6 years played out, and to the role of the government in making sure that we can have a successful tourism industry?
Very good question, and interesting at the same time. I must say, I'm very disappointed, and I want this for record. It's very clear. We've, year after year, we fail to get airlift. We are still not able to get airlift. How are you going to fill up these hotels? How are you going to have more people in the island? How would you do that if you don't have the airlines coming? It's very simple. Mathematically, you can do whatever you want. Okay, we're going to get locals, we're going to get so many thousands of people, but the average people staying 2 days a week, right? Local, because they have to work and everything. And what happened the rest of the 5 days? So you can work this out. So what you need to create where we need both tourists, local tourists. Trinidadians are very important for this business. We cannot do without them. International tourism is very important for us for many reasons. One of the main reasons is to have during the weekdays higher occupancy. right? So it's no good having occupancy on Monday, Tuesday, 20, and then weekend you're running 70, 80%. So how do we feed ourselves, right? That's one thing. The second, we need, of course, the international monetary, we need the US currency or whatever the currency we use. So I think the many factor. So if you have 1 or 2 flights coming a week and they are empty, or they have 37 people coming, so destination marketing, I don't think so we even figure out how to do it. We go and give interviews in the TVs, all those experts, they don't do their homework. Very simple. And I think that is the problem you have. And they keep cutting the flights, cutting Virgin flight. Wasn't smart. Okay, so we are losing money. Well, you were losing money, you're still going to lose money. So what is the alternative would be? So if I say I'm going to take this one away, but I'm going to give you this replacement. But if you take it away, so you make even worse. I don't understand the logic behind, but maybe they know better than I do.
I mean, we have a situation where we have carnival, carnival week. Carnival is here. I mean, the festivities, the major festivities are on the weekend, but only 2 weeks ago, less than 2 weeks ago, we got additional flights on Caribbean Airlines. How did that affect Magdalena Hotel?
Right. So again, I must say the carnival for Tobago, this is the first time, and to all the defend to those who are organizing carnival, they have no data, they have no history, and this was decided. Okay, so we're going to have carnival these 3 days, so we call last carnival of the year and the last carnival of the Caribbean or the world, whatever, right? So they decided they needed to do more homework. They jumped too quickly. Okay, so it's like, okay, we're going to build this, everybody going to come. So there was no due diligence was done properly. So you had the same amount of flights, well, we always had, whatever, 10 or 12 flights a day, and then you're expecting all the Trinidadian foreigners to come to the country. So there was no negotiation. I don't know if there was any, I don't know, I'm not aware of the fact. And then they're saying, okay, wait a second. So people couldn't come because there was no flights. And we were hearing from our guests, because we have very loyal following. Let me put it, Magdalena has a loyal following.
Yes.
Magdalena people come here because they expect certain standard, they're happy what we do, obviously. And they were telling us, we can't come here, they want to come. So that's what we went wrong. Then, let's look at it. So we were planning to do the event and everything, and then what happened? We were doing the poolside event, we planned, no flights. So we have to cancel that event, sadly. So I'm saying to you, if you are in a business of promoting the island, stick to your business, please. Let the other stakeholder do their job. If you promote the island and work with every stakeholder, including the Caribbean airline. Why are we spending so much money, 17.5 million? That's great. So what is the return would be? So I'm asking that question. We could have had some charter flight, bought some seats in the Caribbean airline. That would have made sense. They would have sold within 1 day, but nothing was done. So now you're expecting somehow this is going to be great, successful, and words is out there, 76% occupancy. Where? Show me where. I spoke to all the big hotels here, all the 4 big hotels. I'm not going to mention them. I spoke to the owners and everybody GM. So let me tell you, they're all running the same occupancy we are running, pretty much the same.
Which is about what percentage?
Very low, under 40, under 50.
Wow.
So you telling me out there, we are running where? Maybe small bed and breakfast place, other villas. Yeah, that's great. So let's get the correct numbers out there. Let's get the correct information. Don't mislead the people. Tobago is continuing to suffer and will suffer unless we understand. We're here to promote Tobago, not our own interest. Tobago is a great island. There's nothing wrong with Tobago. There's nothing wrong with it. Tobago, things happen same as it happened all over the world. Flight lands on time. Everybody get the luggage. You did the airport. Nobody bother you. Nobody hustle you. You get the transport. You go to supermarket. You can get all the international food and wines, obviously. You can get everything. Everything. Tobago, Magdalena, breakfast open on time. Room service to deliver on time. laundry run 24/7. So where is the problem? It's how we manage. It's time to take Tobago serious.
And do you think the government is serious about tourism for Tobago?
Tobago Tourism Board, I just wonder, we have one? Where are they? I'm just asking, what is it? What is it? What they have done differently? What they had done I want to see their record. I've been here 6 years. It's rare. It's very simple. And when we going to see the tourists coming here? When? We already talking about it. So many 100,000 there. When are we going to see it? When? Magdalena, we do our part. We build relationship with airlines. We buy seats at the airlines. We do that business. We doing as a entity, as a Magdalena. Tobago Tourism Board can do the same thing to bring people here.
Well, I certainly hope that they are listening, because I mean, you shared a lot of information here that, I mean, again, coming from a stakeholder and coming from someone who is not just operated in Tobago for the past few years, you also operated internationally. So you are here with all that experience. Do you think they are listening? Do you think they want to listen to people like yourself who have that experience and that knowledge?
Well, I think I'm sure they're listening. I mean, they understand. I think some of them probably feel the same way I do, and I don't know who they are, but I think they need to find themselves. See, I always think you need to get the right people for the right job, and then lead them and let them do it. And I think, you know, we had the Tobago tourism chairman, a very qualified guy. We know who they are, less recently. I worked with him before. So,
and that's, you're speaking about Mr. Lewis there.
Guys, so what happened? Such an incredible guy. What happened? I want to know what happened. It's not like he wasn't capable. Of course, they didn't elect him. He was selected.
Yes.
Through the process. He was one of the best of the best. So how we went wrong? You tell me how we went wrong. If we went wrong, we did not. I don't know. I don't have a detail. I don't want to jump to a conclusion. I want to tell you there it is. If you hire the smart people, don't tell them what to do, as Steve Jobs say. Let them tell you what they're going to do. And I think if we understand that, and then you're going to spend money, bring somebody expert like him, why? Why don't let him do the job? Let him do the job. And you have a KPI set up, key performance indicator, and that's what you need to look at it. But I think, I don't know. I think, I don't want to go there, but I think it's that. So where we are today, we are better than before. What is new? We canceled one more flight. Condor is coming. Yes, Condor, we just canceled. Condor used to come before, and bring in 1,000 people. I heard that's great. Condor does not bring, my opinion, I know I'm talking about our property, does not bring the same caliber guests.
Right.
What we experience the others. So I think we need all of them. And let me put, Condor is important. Please don't get me wrong. Condor is important for Tobago. Yes, I get it. Let's get more flights. Focus has to be get more flights, because everybody's telling the product is not good. Product is nothing wrong. Maybe you're out of touch. Go out there, see how the product. There's nothing wrong with the product. What you get, what you pay, what you get. This is the great product here. People very friendly. Tobago. I go to supermarket. People don't know who I am. But it doesn't matter. They're friendly. People are friendly. I never come across rude people. I don't know where is the problem. Stop hiding behind those things. Get on with it, what you need to do.
And do you think that, we are concentrated, even just as a people, like just us here on the ground, do you think that us Tobagonians, we are focused in the right direction where tourism is concerned?
I don't know. That's a great question again. I think must say don't have enough experience in Trinidad Tobago tourism business. This is new, and I think you need to have the right people on the right job, stirring.
So it comes from the head.
Yeah.
And then another question is that, as you mentioned about, we have a good product here.
Yeah.
So we don't necessarily need to do too much more to the product that we have. Now, there is that notion that we need a hotel such as Sandals or Marriott to bring in the airlift. What are your opinions on that?
No, I think that is true to some extent, absolutely. Because, those brands attract people, right? The brand attract. We need a bigger brand, yes, no doubt about it. So that is good. That should happen simultaneously, creating the brand coming, and yes, and absolutely. So you need all the brand. Then who benefits? Everybody benefits. Remember, if you hire, let's say, 400 people, Marriott comes in, 400 people, and then you have other contractors, additional contract for another 1,000 contractors. So you have 1,500 people suddenly employed in the industry if Marriott comes in, for example. And so nearly, or maybe more, I just a hypothetical number.
Yes.
So that's helped the economy. So those people make money, they go ahead and spend the economy. It's a revolving economy. That's brilliant. And what happened then, it's also they have the brand attract the right segment of the market. So people will say, okay, we want to go to Tobago, and Marriott is there. It's easy to sell, and airlines want to come as well. So, no, that's great. You need that as well. So I think, yes, let's create the environment. I think new airport is coming along soon. Yes. I think that's a right step in the right direction. So I think now we should have a plan. So when the airport open, whenever it open, then what happens when it opens? How many airlines are lined up to come in? And how do you going to secure the seats? There should be a plan. So how are we going to secure the seats so they can keep coming? No,
and then public needs to see that plan as well.
Correct. Because airport is spending money, and then I think Marriott project will be, I think was announced, right? 2025 will be, that's great. So now till 2025, you should have a game plan. So how do we continue to enhance our product in Tobago? What are we going to do to attract the international tourism? And so, it's not, I always say to my bosses, when they say, okay, build a hotel. You don't only build a hotel, you have to build the whole town. You can't just build a hotel, you have to build the town. You need to make sure that you're building the town around surrounding in Marriott, if that's the case. So you have to prepare. There's a lot of things need to be done. You need to look at the infrastructure, you need the tourism. It's a lot. I'm sure it's happening. Don't think I know everything. Please forgive me, I say. But I'm thinking, if you have the plan, share with the public, because start planning this 2025. And that's right.
All right, Mr. Bajaj. Now unfortunately, we're coming up towards the end of the interview, and I can't leave without, just having you what do you want to leave with Tobagonians? You're leaving at the end of this week. What do you want to leave with them?
Their friendship and their love and being so kind to me. They've been very kind to me all across. I share. And this is my favorite island. And so, a lot of love. And it's sad for me.
Yes.
Personally. I've never been felt that way before.
It's sad for us too, because again, you've done so much. You've been so much a part of. You became a Tobagonian. you're an honorary Tobagonian, right? For the work that you've done, and even just getting the staff here at the hotel to improve their level of service. So what's next for you?
Well, next week or two, I'm spending time with the family, Miami, home, and then I have some option. I'm coming back to the Caribbean. It's going to stay with me. And I think time, I love Caribbean. I created myself a brand as a Caribbean. So I'm going to go back to one of the options I have in the Caribbean and spend time and do the same thing what I do the best. Train the staff, get them behind, and make their life better, and make that specific organization better. And that is my goal. And it's a fascinating. I don't know what else I will do if I'm not doing the hotel business. It's fascinating. I'm very blessed, very, very blessed.
And we are certainly looking forward to seeing, what work you do outside of Tobago and around the Caribbean. And I just want to take this point to say thank you Thank you for the work that you've done here in Tobago and especially at the Magdalena Hotel. You are appreciated and you will be missed. Certainly by us as a Tobago Updates team, we will miss you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, viewers, and that's how we have to end. Unfortunately, Mr. Bajaj is taking his leave, but, you know, his work, his legacy will go on. So...
All right, and there we have it, a little interview there with an exclusive interview with Mr. Vinod Bajaj. And we'll again thank him so much for accommodating us, not just recently, but just throughout the time that he's been here. All right, so we got to move on. But just before we move on, just a quick note from Scotiabank. And Scotiabank is running a special today. So you want to make your way down to the Lowlands branch. And their team is standing by to answer questions and to start you with your digital banking services. And they have some how-to sessions lined up today as well. And also there is purchase for a purpose. Although we have not been able to host an in-person race, planning is already underway to ensure that our 5K in 2023 will be memorable. Here's how you can support the cause for this year. And of course, they're talking about their cancer walk. Today is the last day to make your purchase to help more people gain access to affordable cancer screening. Choose from tote bags, water bottles, t-shirts, crop tops, or fanning packs. All proceeds will be donated to the Trinidad and Tobago Cancer Society. And Scotiabank, it starts with you. All right, viewers, so that was just a quick message from Scotiabank. And we're not yet done with the show. We have one more thing for you, and that's a little bit of conversation with Miss Rhonda Thomas Benjamin. And she is a counselor and psychologist, and she is here to speak to us a bit about, you know, abusive relationships. You know, even though we're thinking about carnival, even though we're thinking about just, you know, having that wonderful time, there is that real thing that a lot of people are dealing with, and that is abusive relationships. Definitely. You know, and then specifically how to leave. Because we talk about domestic violence a lot of the times, and you know, all those crazy situations that people find themselves in. But the struggle is that even though they might know that they are in a dangerous situation, it's something that they need to get out of, they don't know how to get out of it. How do people begin to make that move to leave those abusive relationships?
First of all, let me say thank you for having me. I think before we discuss how a person should leave, we should understand why people stay. Yes? So there are times when the nature of the abusive relationship would cause someone to lack confidence. They would feel worthless, because obviously if you understand the cycle of abuse, the victim will be blamed for the abuse. So when I want to leave, but I don't feel as though I have the capacity to do that, I feel powerless. And of course the abuser, that person does not make it easy. You know, your financial status. If you do not have money to support yourself, the finances, it may be quite difficult to leave. So somebody might be educated, a victim might be uneducated and unable to secure maybe a job, or they might be educated but isolated. So even though I have these qualifications, I can attain a job, the abuser would isolate that particular person.
And I mean, let me just stick a pin right there. Tell me about that psychological hold that the abuser has on these people that, you know, prevents them from making those moves that they need to move.
And I think it's important for us to understand this. In our culture, you know, sometimes we say, I don't know why she with him, or I don't know why he is with her, you know, and we fail to recognize that this is something that affects the personhood. who you believe you are, your view of the world. And because of this, it's difficult to leave. Imagine for years you have been hearing that you are worthless. You know, if you look at children, if you tell children, you know what, you are stupid, they will begin to feel, they would begin to live like that. And it's the same way with abuse. If you are told one thing all the time, you begin to believe it. So it takes a lot of work. You know, victims of abuse, they would usually have to seek therapy. They would need the support to eventually leave these relationships.
Okay. And then when someone comes to that realization, because sometimes it takes a while for them to come to that realization that they need to leave.
Yeah.
When do they finally figure that out? They feel, like I said, they feel powerless too. And they don't necessarily know what to do or how to, you know, make the moves that they need to make to get out of it. What are some of the things that you suggest that they can do to make that move?
Yeah, so one of the things that is really, really important is that you find a support network. Who do I trust? Is it a church member? Is it a family member? Is it that I can reach out to the support that you receive through the TTPS? You have to find a support network because, of course, you know, the psychological impact. If you still feel worthless, but you know this is a move that you have to make, you need as much support as possible. So these persons would be, you know, backing you up, saying, you know, you are making the correct decision. You need to let someone know that you are planning to leave the relationship and have their contact. And they should have your contact as well. So let's say, for instance, you are in a position that you need to flee immediately. That person should know a word. So you could call them and let's say the word is flag. That person should know that you are in danger. Yes? Another thing that you should do is leave when you feel safe. Now, again, many persons would say, just leave now. And, you know, we would have seen even in Trinidad and Tobago where persons would have attempted to leave and they were killed. So it's more than just leaving. You must have a plan in place. And when we talk about this plan, you need to know where you are going. Yes, in certain situations, you may have to leave immediately. And that is the most important thing, the preservation of life. But you have to know where you are leaving, who will pick you up. Yes, you should have a bag prepared. So in this bag, you need to have your identification. If you have children, you need to have their school documents, maybe the immunization cards and all of that close by. So when you have the opportunity, you have this bag that you can go with. Now, it's important that you keep this safe, right, and away from the abuser, because if they see that that bag, they may be they may perpetuate violence again. So it's helpful to even leave this bag, you know, by someone who you may be going to, not by your mother, not by the next door neighbor, because the abuser, they would look at your close connections. Yes, so have someone who the abuser may not know that you would go to. Yes, if you do not feel safe, do not break up in person. Sometimes we want to feel vindicated. We want the abuser to know that you no longer have a hold on me. But even in that, we need to be very, very careful, especially if this person is very violent. Yes? So you need to have pictures, documentations of the abuse, especially if it's physical abuse, so that when you leave, you can get a protective order, a protection order from the court. And you can get this with your evidence. So you want to have these things, of course, please have them secured. You do not want the abuser to find it. So you contact the police, you let them know what is happening, and you go forward trying to protect yourself and to be safe.
And as you touch on, you know, having that person there that you can depend on or to turn to for help, you know, what should we as just people know, I mean, or to to have ourselves in a position that we can be there for those persons that are in abusive situations, and that we can respond when the time is called upon us.
Yeah, I think we need to become educated on the issue of abuse. If you do not understand abuse, you could lack patience, because this person would say, I'm leaving tomorrow, and then tomorrow comes and they stay in the same place, and that could get you very frustrated. So first of all, you really need to educate yourself on the effects of abuse. Secondly, you would need to be confidential. Yes, so you're not sharing with the neighbor, you know, this person coming to check me tomorrow, you know, she running away from her husband, or he running away from that bad wife. You need to keep information confidential. You need to provide that support. Let them know that you are there, you are here to listen, and that will keep the communication open between you and the victim. Yes?
Should family members or friends or whoever that has a close connection with this person that's in that abusive relationship, should they try to get into the relationship and try to speak to the abuser? Should they try to do anything like that? Or, you know, should they just remain there for that person that is being abused alone?
Remember, for abusers, they want power. Yes, so even when you speak, sometimes they may deny it. Yes, and even when they come in, the victim may feel the brunt of that. So you really want to be careful about your intervention. It's best that the police, they come in and they do the intervention, because you could make the situation a bit more complex when you intervene in that situation. So, of course, you need to be in communication with the victim. They know their situation. So you really need to listen to the victim and provide the support that they need. Yes, not what you want to do, but the support that they need.
All right. And then, you know, how should family members act in a situation like that when they realize that their loved one is being abused?
Yeah.
How can they provide that support?
Yeah. And I mean, this is a very tricky one. Yeah. Because you want, you love your family member, you care for them, but this is a situation where you have to be very tactful, because you want your family member to come out of that situation alive. Yes. So even when communicating with them, you are to let them know that you believe that this is wrong, right? But you do not do that in front of the abuser, right? As we would have said before. Yes. You let them know that you are there to support. So being there to support is not only for phone calls, but I am calling these various shelters. Let me see where I can get support for you. So it's not just words, but, you know, even supporting financially when they decide to leave. If that person does not have income, you may have to support that person for a little while.
I think you need to say that one again.
Yes,
because, I mean, like I said, we always tell them to leave, but a lot of people, all the times, it's so hard to leave if they don't know how they're going to fund what happens to themselves after they leave.
Yeah, so financial support is really, really important. So not just saying, I care for you, I want you out. But when that person leaves, remember, the attachment was so strong that they may be urged to reach out to the abuser. So you have to be there to provide that emotional buffer for them to get them through. And I would even say to the victim, you know, if you leave, it might be helpful for you to change your number, because the abuser will look for you. They will be trying to stay in contact with you because they want to control. And, you know, of course, the victims will know that there is a honeymoon period. Yes. So I love you so much. I am so sorry. I will never do that to you again. And then when they return to that situation, the situation intensifies and abuse happens all over again. So you may need to change your number so that you do not stay in contact with the abuser.
And as a clinical psychologist, what services do you have available for people in domestic situations?
Yes. So we have the domestic violence hotline, that is 800-SAVE, at the Division of Health and Social Protection. You can go there, you can maybe even give them a call, and they would help you to create this plan. So sometimes, you know, they have therapists there who would help you through this situation. Of course, you may need to seek out a therapist if you want to go there, and you could contact us at Enriched Life Limited at 757-9973. So the resources are available. You know, reach out and you would be able to get the support that you need.
Great. I want to thank you so much, Miss Rhonda Thomas Benjamin, for being on with us and for just giving us a bit of perspective on something that is really important, even in these times when we're looking to celebrate and you know, just have a good time, because there are a lot of people unfortunately suffering, and we're seeing it when it gets really bad, unfortunately playing out there on the news. So hopefully what you said this morning can change a life, can save a life, most importantly. So thank you for being on with us.
Thank you for having me.
All right, viewers, so that's how we're going to have to wrap our show this morning. It was a pleasure being out with you. Remember, we're under this yellow level alert weather pattern going through, so there's going to be lots of rain, so be on the lookout. We saw a little bit of flooding yesterday with the rains, and unfortunately this weather is going to continue until Saturday, so that means that you have to be careful out there. It means that, hey, some events might not go as planned, but just be prepared. All right, viewers, so thank you for being with us, and we'll see you again tomorrow bright and early at 7 a.m. Bye for now.
It's a brand new morning, rise up to a brand new dawning. As the passion start to rise, the energy fill the skies. I say thanks for favor to wake up and hear my neighbor. 60,000 people strong.